Imagine walking through a hot, ancient rainforest. The air is thick, the swamp water barely moves. You hear nothing until the surface ripples, not from a crocodile, not from a fish, but from something far worse. A snake, longer than a school bus, heavier than a car, and powerful enough to crush almost anything alive. This was not fiction, this was real. Meet the Titanoboa, the largest snake to ever exist on Earth. A predator so massive, it ruled the world after the dinosaurs disappeared. But where did it live? How did something this terrifying evolve? And the biggest question of all, what if Titanoboa still existed today? Let's travel back nearly 60 million years to meet nature's greatest nightmare. Titanoboa lived around 58 to 60 million years ago during the Paleocene epoch, just after the dinosaurs went extinct. Fossils from the Serrajón Formation in present-day Colombia show this giant snake thrived in a hot, swampy rainforest environment. Back then, Earth looked very different. Dinosaurs were gone, the world was recovering, and in what is now Colombia, there existed one of the hottest rainforests in Earth's history. Scientists discovered Titanoboa fossils in the Cerrejón coal mines in northern Colombia. This place was once a massive tropical swamp, humid, dense, and filled with giant reptiles, perfect for something enormous. And here's something important. Titanoboa wasn't chasing prey on land like in the movies. It likely spent most of its life in water, like today's anacondas, silent, hidden, waiting. Imagine rivers where even the water itself could kill you. That was Titanoboa's kingdom. Let's talk size, because this is where things get terrifying. Scientists estimate Titanoboa reached around 12 to 15 meters, 39 to 49 feet, long and weighed roughly 135 kilograms, about 2,500 pounds, L12 to 15 meters. That's longer than a city bus. Its body was nearly 3 feet thick at the widest point. For comparison, a modern green anaconda, one of the biggest snakes alive today, looks tiny next to Titanoboa. If an anaconda is a heavyweight champion, Titanoboa was the final boss. Its jaws were massive, its muscles were unbelievably strong, and once it wrapped around prey, there was no escape, no speed, no strength, no second chance, only silence. So what exactly does a monster snake this size eat? Pretty much anything it wanted. Large fish, massive turtles, crocodile-like reptiles. Some scientists believe it may have preferred aquatic prey rather than hunting giant mammals. Remember, this was a post-dinosaur world. Mammals were still small, but giant reptiles? They were everywhere. Titanoboa was likely the apex predator, the ruler of the swamp. It didn't need venom, it didn't need speed. It had patience. It would wait underwater, almost invisible, then strike with explosive force. One ambush, game over. Nature doesn't need monsters. Sometimes it just builds them. Now here's the real mystery. Why was Titanoboa so massive? The answer: temperature. Snakes are cold-blooded. That means they rely on the environment to regulate body heat. The hotter the climate, the bigger they can grow. And 60 million years ago, Earth was much warmer. Some studies suggest tropical rainforests were several degrees hotter than today, helping support giant reptiles like Titanoboa. That ancient Colombian rainforest was basically a reptile paradise. Warm water, constant heat, unlimited hunting grounds. Everything about that world said, grow bigger. And Titanoboa listened. It became the perfect predator for the perfect climate. But if Titanoboa was so powerful, why did it disappear? No one knows for certain, but scientists have strong theories. As Earth's climate slowly changed, temperatures dropped, rainforests shifted, water systems changed, food chains changed, and for a giant cold-blooded predator, that's a disaster. Smaller animals adapt faster. Big specialists struggle. Titanoboa may have simply become too large for a changing world. Its greatest strength became its weakness. Nature doesn't care how powerful you are, only how well you adapt. And eventually, Titanoboa could not. The king of the swamp vanished, leaving behind only bones and nightmares. Now let's ask the question everyone thinks about. What if Titanoboa still existed today? Honestly, entire regions would change. Imagine the Amazon. Imagine Southeast Asian swamps. Imagine deep rivers where people disappear, and no one knows why. Boating? Dangerous? Fishing? Risky? Swimming? Absolutely not. Entire ecosystems would revolve around avoiding it. And humans? We would respect nature a lot more. Zoos couldn't contain it. Hunters wouldn't chase it. Movies would not exaggerate it. They would be documentaries. A creature like Titanoboa would become one of the most feared animals on Earth. Tourism would change. Cities near swamps would fear it. Legends would grow around it. People would swear they saw one. And honestly, some already do. That's why giant snake myths exist in so many cultures. Because somewhere deep inside us, humans remember that giant predators once ruled this planet. And maybe we never fully forgot. Titanoboa reminds us of something powerful. The world before humans was not made for us. It belonged to giants, massive predators, ancient forests, creatures beyond imagination. And Titanoboa stood at the top. Not a dinosaur, not a dragon, a snake. Real, massive, terrifying. It ruled after extinction. It dominated a world rebuilding itself. And even today, millions of years later, we still talk about it. Because some creatures never truly disappear. They survive in fossils, in myths, in fear. And in the simple question, what if it was still out there? Would you want to live in a world with Titanoboa? Let me know below. And if you enjoy stories where science feels like mythology, subscribe. Because nature has written far stranger stories than fiction ever could.